Darren Pfeiffer from the rock and roll band Goldfinger, and of course the Dangerous Darren podcast, former colleague at Edge 102. Darren, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. Hey, buddy.
I'm hard. And not the way you think. I'm like, been working out.
Hardcore. Yeah, you look
yeah.
good. Before we get to our sponsors, I fucking love your shirt. Matt Foley, motivational speaker, a man that lives in a van down by the river.
I'm 34 years of age, recently divorced, and I'm a motivational speaker.
And I live in a van down by, and progressively angry. Is that one of the greatest skits in SNL history? It has to be. Because I've never ever seen a skit like that other than More Cowbell, where the guys that were doing it were laughing almost too hard to fucking finish it.
Yeah.
I got to
Who was it? It was
More Cowbell.
Phil Hartman,
yeah,
who was the dad.
Phil Hartman was the dad. Christina Applegate was the daughter. David Spade was the brother, and the mom was, and I cannot remember her name, so you'll have to forgive me. But those were the main characters, and Matt Foley, who was Chris Farley at the time, and this was like prime Chris Farley too. This is when Chris Farley fucking started to take the world by fucking storm. This is just post like Tommy Boy, just before Black Sheep. He was doing Chippendale stuff with Patrick Swayze, God rest his soul. he was taking like David Letterman by storm, and this might have been the hardest I've ever laughed, and it really had everything to do with his commitment to fucking doing exactly what he did when he actually played Matt Foley, motivational speaker. But more importantly, it were the fucking people that were pissing themselves laughing watching it because they couldn't control themselves. And I don't know that I've had many TV moments like that where I felt the same, but that was one of them. Fucking great shirt.
Yeah, great, it's probably shirt. top 3 all-time skits on SNL. As far as laughing out loud, funny.
Anyway, thanks for doing this, dude. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. I'm getting ready, gearing up for the weekend. I got some recording I got on my deck, so I'll be in my studio most of the weekend doing some drum recording for some producing buddies of mine here in town.
Right. That's it.
And then there's,
I got just recording some albums.
Recording just drum tracks for some friends. Like they send me some demos and they say, play along. Or sometimes they'll say, Darren, I just want like a real simple feel in this tempo.
Yeah.
Just lay it down. Send it to me. My friend Norwood, who plays bass in a ska funk rock band called Fishbone, wanted me to send him a couple tracks of just me jamming, just me playing a groove and then changing the groove, and then I'll change the groove again for like 5 minutes, and then he's gonna lay bass on top of it, just willy-nilly. He's like, just play drums for 5 minutes.
Is that how people make music now? Is that how people make music, where you like? You because of the world we live in, no one gets together obviously in a studio anymore, very few, but obviously because of what we're going through. But is it like that where some guy's like, send me a drum beat, and then he sends the drum beat to a dude on another computer, he's like, lay down some bass, slap the bass, slapping the bass, and then after that he sends it to the guitar guy, he goes, give me some riffs, and then his like lead singer is like, say some dumb shit. And then he lays Is that how people make albums now? Is that happening a lot? Because I was reading somewhere that Eminem has never really been in a studio with anybody he's collaborated with, and I thought that was fucking weird.
Well, because of how great the technology is,
right,
for the last 15 years, but especially now in 21, and with COVID, of course, it's pretty much like that. If you're tech savvy enough to record yourself onto what's called a stem on like a Pro Tools or GarageBand or Logic. You create a little stem of a guitar track or a bass track, or in drums it'd be multiple tracks.
Yeah.
And then you send that to the next person, and they're tech savvy. They receive it, put it in their file, add, and then send. And they just keep bouncing around. There's no rules with music. I mean, Norwood wants me to play drums and just send him 5 minutes of grooves, whereas this other producer has a song with no drums on it, and he wants me to he tells me what kind of feel he wants. I want a groove. I want a hi-hat shuffle. Lay it down, send it to me. I'll send you some money. There's no rules. It's art, right? It's music.
So are you like a hired drum now? Darren Pfeiffer's our guest, by the way, on the Dean Blundell Show podcast here at DeanBlundell.com, brought to you by our friends at Owner's Box Fantasy Sports. If you're not into Owner's Box Fantasy Sports, weekly fantasy sports, you're crazy. It's made my life absolutely, unbelievably terrific. Join now. You get a $50 deposit. That deposit match they'll give you. If you put up to 50, they'll put in up to 50. If you put 25, they'll put 25. That's how it works. You can play for free with Owner's Box as well. That's what we're doing now. I crushed everybody there this weekend, by the way. And everybody I work with in our little 4-team MVP. It was really cool. You got to fucking do it. Anyway, Owner's Box Fantasy Sports. Go to DeanBlundell.com. Click on the link at the top of DeanBlundell.com, and it'll take you right to the offer where you can take advantage of that $50 deposit match. It's awesome. You got to do it. And thanks to our friends.
You didn't bet on the Rays, did you, last night?
No, I'm not, dude. I stayed away from the World Series. I'm saying because it's the Dodgers, it's the Rays. I have no idea because the Dodgers just can't win a championship.
Take it easy.
And the Rays, well, they haven't. As long as Clayton Kershaw continues to curse that team with his presence, they'll never fucking win.
Well, game 1, he was unhittable.
Yeah, I know he was really good, but then they lost last night.
They did.
And Brandon Lowes crushed the color. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Thanks to our friends at Blue Microphones as well. Blue Microphones, at Blue Microphones. Do yourself a favor and get yourself a Blue mic. They're unbelievable. We use here, you can use the Yeti X, which is what I use. It's the USB. I can talk lingo now. They got the USB as opposed to the XLR cables. The XLR cables are terrific too. If you've got yourself a preamp, preamps are great. Depending on the preamp you have, you can really get a good, deep, thick sound out of your podcast where you don't sound like, you listen back to yourself. You're like, oh, I didn't sound like a wiener. Oh, that's because you used a Yeti X. That's the great part of these things. Yeti X helps you not sound like a podcast wiener.
Podcast wiener.
I'll get to the... Yeah, no, seriously, we use them all. It's the official microphone of DeanBlundell.com. Blue Microphones, at Blue Microphones. Follow them on Twitter. Hit them up at Blue as well. It's a Logitech company. It is high time you get one if you're in this business. Ed at Ed's Fine Imports. Get his Gitch. I got him here. Do you wear tighty whities or do you wear boxer briefs?
I'm a boxer guy.
Like a boxers?
Boxer, yeah.
I'm going to send you some of these. Get you.
Will it show off my podcast wiener?
Yeah, your podcast wiener goes, this is the best part. It's got a pouch for your podcast wiener. It's like a little podcast wiener home. Right?
That looks too small for me.
It fits me perfect, by the way, so that's no good.
So I've heard.
Thanks to Ed at Ed's Fine Imports. You can get a pair of those. In fact, you can get 4 for the price of 3. Use promo code GITCH3. He's also got a ton of these masks. If you want to order online, he'll send them to you hermetically sealed as well, like this. I'm not wearing that, but someone will, right?
It looks like a panty.
No, it's not. It's a fucking mask, dude. It's like a panty. You don't say it looks like panties or a panty. I think it's panties.
Panties is right. Yeah, you're right.
Panties is always plural, right? I don't want to get in. Yeah, I don't want to get into like a place on
grammar schematics.
Well, especially when it comes to male female, that whole dynamic. No cool. Anyway, he's got a ton of these masks. He'll silk screen them for you. If you need a bunch for your company and your family, go to edsfineimports.com. They'll silk screen, they'll embroider so you know it's yours, and they'll send them to you. They got huge discounts too if you order in bulk. So make sure you get your masks. Great way to be safe and actually not wearing one of those medical ones, which is good. I want everybody to wear the medical ones, but go to edsfineimports.com and take advantage of all the stuff he's got. He'll send it all to you. He's really, really good dude. Anyway, Darren Pfeiffer, a tour around America. Darren Pfeiffer's podcast is called the Dangerous Darren Podcast. You can get it anywhere you get your fine podcast. It's also here at DeanBlundell.com. We're now going to be starting our own podcast. We're kind of fucking around a little bit and having some fun until then, but you guys have this massive... overbearing. It's like a curse to the world right now. And I can tell you that living in Canada, like everybody's watching to see what's going to happen in 2 weeks. I think, what are we, 13 days away from the election? November 3rd's around the corner. You've got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, you've got the neo-Nazis, and you've got the hard-ass lefties. You've got your racists, and you got your normal people. And that really is what it's come down to for me. It's come down to, not even Republican and Democrat. It's come down to, you got people that are racist that love the fact that Donald Trump's a fucking racist loser who's probably in the early stages of dementia. He's also probably a pedophile. And they're cool with that. And then you got everybody else. And I would like to think that it's a no-brainer. Joe Biden's going to win, Darren. But after the last experience we had with polls and trying to predict any of this stuff, I'm not willing to say it. But what does it feel like down there right now?
In one word,
yeah.
If I had to sum it up and summarize it in one word, I think the best way for me personally to summarize it would be just embarrassing. It really, really is embarrassing. I talk to friends and colleagues like you in Canada and people abroad on email and Zoom chats, for business. And it always comes up like, hey, what's up with your country, man? And what's going on? Are you guys all right? Like everyone's really concerned. And, I don't want to hear that bullshit. I didn't hear that for 8 years of Obama. Shit, I didn't hear it for 8 years of Bush, even. And he was kind of a dummy. But he just kind of said dumb shit. He didn't do dumb shit. He still had Cheney. He still had his dad to watch over him to make sure he didn't, do anything super dumb. He just said silly things that made me.
He never came out. He didn't appear to be able to. He was sort of you thought he was the most simple president of all time. That's the way I would put him. Was he dangerous? Was he evil?
He's a sad sack. He was a sad sack.
He was like the kid who was born in the family who kind of never, fuck, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is different.
Yeah.
Right? This is different.
This is embarrassing.
You're embarrassed.
And I'm really genuinely, honestly, all joking aside, embarrassed that this man rose to the seat of president of the United States of America. And, he took advantage of a platform that is now very commonplace in America. Racism, hatred,
xenophobia,
division, sexism. I mean, it's all, it's all out front.
People white nationalism.
White nationalism. People online on YouTube and Facebook, very open about their racism, and they're being filmed. And Will Smith, the actor and the rapper, he said it best. And he goes, "Racism's not getting worse; it's just getting filmed." Everyone's got a phone nowadays. People think it's getting worse. It's always been there, but now people are whipping out their phones and recording the guy in the bus, whipping out the N-word, and that person is being fired from their job and ridiculed in the community. And I love it. I love that these people can be called out one by one by one by one, and suffer the consequences of their racist action.
Right.
But now it's just, you got this guy Trump, and he's making these people in America that have been living in the shadows, have been being quiet, living under their little rocks. Now they're coming out and they're being emboldened. They're waving the flags.
Because they get to act like racist cocksuckers under the umbrella that the president's a racist cocksucker. So it's okay to be a racist cocksucker. They're not even ashamed of it.
They're so dumb. They're so dumb and uneducated and uncultured and untraveled. A lot of these people probably never left their county, let alone the state or let alone the country. Right. A lot of them didn't graduate 10th grade. A lot of them, barely have a grasp of the English language. And all of a sudden they're voting, and God forbid they're reproducing, and they're passing and perpetuating these twisted values to their fucked up kids.
Right.
And you're seeing it on videos online of these kids now that are like
MAGA hat wearing little fucks.
Yeah, little flags and little Trump.
MAGA hat wearing little fuckers.
Yeah. It's sad, and to come back around to your answer to your original question.
How do you feel now? Like, I mean, as embarrassed as you are to be represented by that tool, and I love Americans. I've never hated America. I have hated America if you spell it with 3 Ks. That's the part of America I hate. Right? Like that's the part I can clearly define the two. We work with a lot of great Americans. The guys at Boot Crew down in New Orleans, in Louisiana, could be the most lovely fucking individuals you'll ever meet in your life. Total weapons as well. Kind, considerate. First day with your new mouth. You okay, bud?
Yeah, something got in my mouth.
Are you okay? You all right?
Yeah, something got in my water.
What is it?
I don't know, like a piece of dirt or something.
Are you grossed right out? Because you just literally had like something touched your lip and freaked you right out, eh? Right there. Is that what
I'm all right.
I've never seen you get mad. That's like the only time I've ever seen you actually get put off in the middle of anything ever.
Might have been a spider. I'll have to take a look.
Congratulations. Back to Americans. I love them all. With the exception of those people. I don't even fucking consider those people American, right? Like that's I consider those people part of the Reichstag. I consider those people part of an ideology, a dead fucking ideology, and the very support of that man in any capacity means that you represent all those dead ideologies. That's how I feel. So I separate the two. But like, are you fucking sweating bullets right now after thinking that there was no way this guy could get elected? and the hijinks that went on 4 years ago to where we are today, and now like, oh my fucking god, like there's no way, according to polls, he can get elected. But I'm not willing to say that. How does that make you feel? It's got to be anxious, right? Like you got it, because every other election you were like, oh well, probably this guy's going to win. We knew when Bush was going to get reelected, he would probably get reelected according to the time. We probably knew Obama was going to. Like, I got to think Joe Biden's got to get elected, right?
For all intents and purposes, yes, based on a couple different factors, and there's one really, really big one. Like all the presidents, former presidents, are backing Biden. Not one president in the history of American presidential elections. This is the first time that no former president has backed the current president. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got everybody's backing Biden. You got
Bush,
generals.
The Bush is GW? Is he?
Yeah, he's for Biden.
That's fucking awesome. I didn't even know
everybody's
that.
for Biden.
That's awesome.
You got police groups, you got labor groups, you got generals and joint chiefs of staff, former joint chiefs of staff. They're just coming out of the woodwork, and now you're seeing Republican senators slowly start to distance themselves from Trump. Allegedly, he's not getting responses from some of his staunch supporters over the years. They see the writing on the wall. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, the big weapon for me and my confidence that Biden's going to win is in 2016, people didn't have a 4-year resume of what Trump would be like as the president. Now they do. Mm-hmm. Now they have 4 years of corruption, 4 years of scandals, impeachments,
250,000 dead Americans.
Yeah, a severely mishandled pandemic. You name it. The list goes on and on. Race wars, charity scandals
empty
with
food
his kids.
Banks. Yeah.
Now the stuff with China. Now the stuff with Giuliani. It's just the porn star Stormy Daniels. It just pile crap on top of crap. And now a voter who might not lean hard right or hard left. Mm-hmm. They're kind of the pizza slice in the middle there.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a VU meter, right? They're right in the middle.
VU meter.
These guys.
You know what? You're talking about a graph, I think, is what you're talking about. Is a pie graph, not a VU.
No. I'm talking about a 180-degree half pie, a VU meter in the studio, which is like a needle that goes over here or it goes over here.
I got you. Nice fingers.
A speedometer.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So you got the pizza slice in the middle. These people vote with their eyes. They vote with their heart. They vote with their morals. They don't give a shit about Republicans. They don't give a shit about Democrats. They vote with this and this. Mm-hmm. So they're going to look at this 4 years resume and go, wow, one shitty thing after another. Impeachment, all your people being indicted, going to prison for lying to Congress. One scandal after another. One sexual, you're being sued by like 12 women for
quarter of a million dead Americans.
Yeah, all these dead Americans with COVID. I don't like Biden. I might not think he's the best guy in the world, but he's better than what we got. America's going down the toilet, and if you hurry, you can put your hand in there and grab it before it goes all the way down. It's like that turd. Like, I can get that turd. I'm going to get it.
Yeah. Or when you drop your keys in there and you're like, you're going, hey, do I have an extra key in the house? Do I just want to flush this fucker? Is that?
No, the key is swirling. You're like, I can get that key. I'm going to get that key. So that's what I believe is going to happen, Dean.
I fucking hope so. Number one. Number two, do you feel like there will be a massive sense of relief if he loses? Like, do you feel like there will be a massive release?
With a capital Y, a capital E, and a capital S. Absolutely. I mean, for me personally, I have suffered for 4 years. It's been on my mind. Every day I wake up and think it's going to be a great day. I got a lot of good things happening today. Oh, shit, Trump's president. And I automatically go. I just get deflated. Yeah. And then he does something stupid. And then I'm on a Zoom call and someone goes, hey, Darren, what's going on with your president? Jesus Christ, buddy. And I'm like, oh.
Now, that's the thing, is that's got to be the worst. That's got to be the worst part, because I have friends that live in America. My buddy Jeremy lives in America. He actually is a Trump supporter. And
you mean your ex-friend Jeremy?
No, he's my friend. He's a policy supporter. He's not a supporter of the man, and only certain policies, because everybody that's made a little bit more money than they normally would have obviously want him to stay in. I mean, there's a tangible reason, and it's related to money. Or Christianity, or stopping abortion, or evangelical weirdos. That's what I kind of chalk up the presidency to. Yeah, all of those different forms that came underneath and fucking helped him out. Anyway, that's fucking another story. But
Right.
but the part that I find, the part that I struggle with now is when I think about where you guys are in America, is I have a hard time not tagging every single email to every American that I send. And I email because we do business with a ton of people in the States. Part of our company's in the States. And I have a hard time not going, hey, how about that fuckface today, huh? At the end of every email, or people I don't know, I want to dig into their psyche and figure out, because when I talk to an American and I don't know their political leanings, to me, that means I don't really know the kind of person they are, right? I don't buy into the right or the left. I buy into, listen, do you think this one human being should continue to lead that country? Is because if you do, I have really I know I'm not going to like you because you're stupid, effectively, or you're selfish, or you have fucking so many character flaws that somehow you identify with his character flaws, and so it's birds of a feather. I've got nothing to say to those people, right? And that's been the fucking hard part, is that I want to find out how Americans feel about living in America. And no one wants to talk about it, because if you're a Trump fan and you want to do business now, and it's coming to a fucking end, right? All those people that were waving flags before, all those people that were, Trump Pence, if he loses, prepare for them to go into fucking hibernation again.
Thank God.
Because it's happening.
I hope you're right. They deserve to go back into hiding and back into the shadows where they belong. They deserve to die, actually. They should all just... they're all just useless human beings. These people I mentioned earlier, who believe that America's white and should stay white, and people who perpetuate that hatred to their offspring and their kids and their friends and family.
Sure,
they're fucking scum and they should die.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling no punches. And when Trump got COVID, I thought, yeah, this is it. This is how he ends.
Yeah.
And when he didn't, I got upset. I was a little.
When
upset.
he lived, when he made it.
Yeah.
I was too.
I was like,
listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was rooting for the other solution at the end of that. The one where he did come out.
And I got shit, Dean. People were like, "Oh, come on, Darren. That's the thing. You never want to wish death on somebody."
Yes, you do.
Generally speaking, no, you don't.
Yes, you do. And you're right. Generally speaking, you don't. But yes, if and this is case in point. Let me ask you a question, and let's start a new feature here. It's going to be called Unpopular Questions. So here's an unpopular question.
Okay.
Would you put Donald Trump in the same category now as Adolf Hitler?
Are you asking me that question?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. He is 100% cut from the same cloth, in the same column, has the same narcissistic personality disorders, same hatred, and sexism, racism. He's the same guy, literally.
He's got a small penis as well, apparently, according to Stormy Daniels.
And
Hitler had micro penis.
Micro penis, yeah.
I'm gonna get a shirt made up too. It just says Hitler and Donald Trump both have micro penis. Because it's true, Hitler did have micro penis. Hitler had a little tiny pecker. And
did you see it?
No, it's just common fact. If you Google Hitler micro penis,
I've never Googled.
If you Google Hitler micro penis, it's the way.
Do it right?
Yeah, do it.
Right,
Google Hitler micro penis right now.
Do it.
It's weird. Like most people,
my micro penis interest.
Most people my age or of my sex, their browsers are full of like boobs, vagina, porn. My browser has Hitler micro penis in it.
The first thing that comes up is Time Magazine, a story in Time Magazine, Dean.
Thank you very much.
Hitler micro penis, yes. Myth of the Fuhrer's deformed genitals.
It's tiny dick.
Deformed genitals. All right, let's talk about Hitler's penis.
Hey, by the way,
Washington Post is number 2. Number 3, Men's Health.
Yeah.
The truth about Hitler's micro penis.
He had a little tiny dick. Yeah, I'm telling you. And then if you go back to the Stormy Daniels explanation of Donald Trump's penis, she said it was very small and it looked like a mushroom hiding in some red grass.
So he's a ginger? In real life?
Yeah, down there, I guess, when they did it. But yeah, she said it was like a little tiny dickie that looked like a Keebler elf's hat, living like hide like a little soldier hiding in the bushes. Like that's what it looked like.
Now he
And
paid $135,000 for her to shut up,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
How much did he pay her to have sex, though?
Well, at $130,000. I don't think that.
Well, she didn't have sex with him for free.
Oh, she sure did. Yeah, absolutely, she did. She admitted she had sex with him for free, and then to shut her up, he tried to give her 120 grand. But let's do a little comparison here. Let me do a little comparison, okay? This is a comparison. So I'm glad you said that. Now let's go through this whole thing, and I'm just laying this out 13 days ahead of the election, just in case anybody is undecided. That's a category of people I'd like to slap around too. The undecided voter. Yeah. At this point, I'd like to come down to the United States and say, everybody undecided, come with me. And I would just sit there and slap them.
Yeah,
each.
Biden's got some good qualities, but then on the other hand, you had this Trump guy who's been in office for 4 years.
He's
doing things.
He's like me. He hates black people like me. Yeah.
My taxes went down. I like that.
I don't like the gays either, too. It's
Yep. I don't think Black Lives Matter.
Here's the. Can we get that visual up again one more time? This is Adolf Hitler. Now let me do the comparison here. Adolf Hitler uses racism to lie to power. Donald Trump uses racism to rise to power. Proposed mass deportations that Adolf Hitler did. Proposed mass deportations that Donald Trump did and does. Promise to make Germany great again. Promises to what? Make America great again. Anti-Jew fascist that Adolf Hitler. Anti-Muslim fascist for Donald Trump. One blamed Jews for Germany's problem. The other blamed immigrants for America's problem. One thought Jews should wear special IDs. Thinks Muslims should wear special IDs. One killed and was responsible for the death of 10 million Jews. The other 500,000 Americans so far, or what will be 500,000 Americans. So that's why I asked the question. And I'm. We can do these comparisons because I think that the legacy that he's going to leave, this is what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to get kicked out of office. I think you're going to have to fucking drag his orange ass out. And then I think that his kids are going to jail. And I think you're going to see his brand and his name turn into an unsellable brand and name and be equated with the same atrocities that Hitler committed on his people. Donald Trump did the same to the American people. That's what I think is going to happen. That's my hope anyway. And listen, I'm not above a good, town square shooting as well.
Well, he did say at a rally recently, Dean, that if he lost, he might leave the country, which I'm fine with.
Hey,
go.
Can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Okay, another one. Can I ask you this?
Okay.
Here's another question. His lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. Have you seen the trailer for Borat 2 yet? The new Sacha Cohen.
I've seen the photographs. I saw the trailer. It looks really funny. Yeah. I did see the trailer.
So Sacha Baron Cohen goes into listen. I don't know about you, but this Sacha Baron Cohen Borat 2 movie, apparently, from what I've heard, is so fucking it's one of the most damning movies about the stupidity surrounding Donald Trump and all the people. And the people that he sewers that we haven't seen yet is going to be a fucking nightmare for the people involved. So I'm fucking stoked. I'm really excited to see it. But in one of the features, he was being interviewed. Rudy Giuliani was being interviewed by a young female conservative reporter from Kazakhstan, which is played by a 24-year-old actress. And she's also being portrayed here in the movie Borat 2 as his 15-year-old daughter. So what you're seeing here is a picture of Rudy Giuliani saying hello, checking out the reporter who's blonde. At the end of the interview is over. They went into the bedroom. Now, this is her in the bedroom with Rudy Giuliani, president's lawyer, Russian asset, all-around great guy. Helping him take off the land microphone. Now, land microphone's really, really simple. Like, people are saying, oh, take the microphone off, but it needs an explanation here. The land microphone is a microphone that's attached to a battery pack and a receiver that sits in your back pocket, which also has a wire that goes all the way up your shirt and it comes into your lapel. So that's that little black thing you see people talking into from time to time on television shows, Darren. You're aware of it. You're a musician, professional. So his answer to, according to him, his answer to taking that microphone off apparently, Darren, as you can see, was laying flat back on the bed, reaching into his pants and rummaging around for his cock and balls.
Yep. Yep. Now, I don't know why any sane man would do that at all in any circumstance whatsoever.
Like, I've put a land mic on myself in my front pocket and back pocket. I've never shoved the receiver with the battery pack down in my junk ever once.
I mean,
And you're looking at
especially with a girl in the room who was supposed to be 15. Like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
And here's the other thing: he had no idea there were hidden cameras all over the room. So, after this, after he goes rummaging around for his dick in his pants, like he's looking for, like, a lure at the bottom of a tackle kit.
Nice. It's in there somewhere.
I gotta get. I'll find it. Hang on, honey. I'll find it. Hang on. No, that's a
He's
skin.
looking for the quarter. He's looking for the quarter in the junk drawer. It's in there somewhere.
There's
a quarter in there. I saw it yesterday.
And the sounds are like, it sounds like someone's punching grapefruit when he's in there too, like just squeezing around looking for it.
Oh, so it's all wet in there.
Yeah, it's probably, he doesn't take
moist.
Care of himself.
It's like a swampland. Florida swampland.
So now this is just another one, Darren, and that was my point. This is just another one of the guys associated with your president. He's your fucking president's lawyer. Like, and I know that's not shocking to you, but this has been 4 years of things that should be shocking, that by the end of it, you're just like, oh, fuck it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you think that anybody's going to
tried to have sex with a 15-year-old girl in a hotel room? That makes sense.
Do you think anybody's going to see this and go, okay, I was undecided, but now I'm voting for Biden?
I don't know. I don't know that Rudy Giuliani, being an alleged pedophile pervert, is going to play in the election for your most ardent racist. You know what I mean?
I think at this point, Dean, people that claim to be undecided voters in America are full of dog shit. Straight up. They're full of dog shit.
They're just scared of what their friends are going to say to them on Facebook, I think.
That could be a component, but I think they're just full of shit. I mean, come on. You can't be undecided. There's no fucking way.
Dude, I'm telling you, there are people that are undecided. There are people that are going to vote for him. I think the undecided people are even dumber than the people that have decided. At least the decided people have fucking decided. If you decided to vote for Trump, at least you know, yeah, fuck, he speaks to my racism. I'm an absolute an abortion of a human being, and I identify with other abortions of human beings. I'll make that decision based on my value system, right? How about the undecideds that are like, neck and neck?
I know. On one hand, you got this Biden guy, and then you got this Trump guy over here.
Yeah.
I think 50-50. I think it's literally...
It's right in the middle. It's like,
right there.
I need one more debate. To see.
I'm so close to making the decision. We lost audio. No audio. One, two, check. One. Hey. They hacked the Dean Blundell show, Dean. Yep.
The other guy I wanted to talk about, because we're bagging on Trump and it's great. I love it. But, there's a lawyer. What is it with lawyers and like this libido that they have? Giuliani's a lawyer. He's rummaging around for his wiener for some action. And then Jeffrey Toobin. He's a CNN legal analyst, educated at Harvard. Buddies with, what's that guy's name? Dershowitz, who's also a fucking dirtbag. But this Jeffrey Toobin guy, here's a picture of him. You might recognize him. He's like been hot on OJ's trail for years. He's written a bunch of definitive OJ books about how he probably fucking got away with it. But this Jeffrey Toobin guy was and I'll just read you the article because it's still almost hard to believe that he did it. And I wanted to ask if it's okay to do. But he apparently got caught masturbating on a Zoom call with every single one of his coworkers, and not just the audio, like the video too. So his coworkers, he's like, I don't know if that's a bigwig at fucking reporter at the New Yorker magazine. So he's on a Zoom call about the election and how they're going to handle it. Everybody's sitting around talking about, the election and how they're going to approach it. And this guy, who's in his late 50s, just starts masturbating.
As one would.
Middle of the... As one does.
You don't know where my hands are right now, do you?
No, I don't, but it would be probably more appropriate for you to jerk off on this call than it would be for Jeffrey Toobin to jerk off on that call. So Correct. He's on the phone with like literally 110 other legal minds.
Giving me permission?
Yeah, 110 legal minds on this call, and they all see him jerk off. And all of a sudden, he reaches for his, and it was going on for like 30, 40 seconds. Someone's like, Jeffrey, your camera's on. And he's like, oops. And he runs over and he clicks the camera. And then he releases a statement that he is embarrassed and he did something and blah, blah, blah. Then the story comes out because who the fuck isn't going to talk about that at the New Yorker? You just jerked off in front of like 110 reporters. Like someone's going to talk about it, right? So it wasn't like it wasn't going to go anywhere. But his excuse, which was the best part, was like, gotta say, I didn't know my camera was on.
Okay. What else are you going to say?
Well, that leads me to the next question. Or I would ask the next question, which is, does that even fucking really matter? Like, from my perspective, jerking off on a Zoom business call is probably a terrible idea. Good for multitaskers. Bad to do in general.
He semi-owned it, though, Dean. He semi-owned it. What I mean is he got caught.
But it doesn't. My point is, it doesn't matter if he owned it, because the real question is, who the fuck jerks off on a business phone call? Like, who loves business that much?
Well, I've done now. So
have you done it? Have you masturbated on a Zoom call before yet? For real?
No, I haven't. I gotta be honest.
And I would expect that you would probably have done it before Jeffrey Toobin. That's my whole point.
And it's so funny. His name is Jeffrey Toobin. That is gold. Toobin.
But it doesn't.
So that's what it's called now, Dean. When
Toobin?
You jerk off on Zoom, you're Toobin.
You're Toobin. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. There's going to be like a whole fucking subsection of that on Pornhub now of guys that got caught Toobin.
Tubin.
Yeah, I can't wait to get home.
Like his name could be like Sanderson or Miller, or something like that. But his name is Tubin. Tubin.
But to me, it's an easy call. You just wait till you're done, right? Like I've never,
unless Zoom calls turn them on, unless that like risk factor gets them going, gets them hard.
Yeah, I know nothing makes me harder than a meeting at work.
With a bunch of legal,
I'm hard, yeah.
Legals and lawyers and.
Oh yeah, keep talking, buddy. More. Nothing makes me hard like meetings with lawyers about politics, right? Yeah. Like I know that would get me going if I was on a phone call with people, and I would be. And the other thing is the snap reaction to do it, right? Like that's the difference when you know you're truly a flawed individual. Is everybody has those ideas. I can't say I haven't thought about jerking off in the middle of a Zoom call. That's not like it's, has it crossed my mind? Probably. But I can't say that I remember when that was or specifically thinking I should jerk off right now on this Zoom call. But my entire point being that there's a fucking governor in my head that says, probably not a great idea, Dino. You know what I mean? Like there's a thing that says, whoa, listen. You maybe had a great idea there to jerk off, and there's nothing wrong with masturbating. In fact, it's highly recommended for everybody, no matter how old you are, and as long as you're not in public or, in line at Dairy Queen for a blizzard.
Nice. The blizzard. That's good.
Or
I
as
got a
if you're not a
confession.
ticket taker at the X, that kind of thing.
I have jerked off at my places of employment.
Did you masturbate when we worked together at the Edge? Did you masturbate at the Edge?
Well, no, I had sex at 228 Young plenty of times.
Did you really?
I did.
With your wife?
No, my girlfriend at the time. This was after my wife, and I was swinging single. And
the one girl, the same girlfriend,
the British girl, figure skater girl.
I don't remember her, dude. It's a blur.
Yeah, she came by 228 when I was doing the midnight to 5:30 a.m. shift, and we had a lot of fun. Sometimes on air.
Did you have sex when you were on the radio?
No, something else.
Did you get? Sorry, Darren. Pardon the language. It was
confession.
Consensual, and it was adults, and it was terrific, and it was love. It was your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You got Radiohead?
I got Radiohead, yeah.
Wow.
I also got tattooed on air. I remember that. And tattoo me my back on air when I was doing it. But yeah, she came by a few times.
Can I ask you a question? How do you concentrate when that's going on? Because I love show prep, and I'm like really anal. I've got like my books, right?
It's funny you mentioned that, Dean. It was actually her idea to do it. Number one, because she was a dirty little birdie. Number two,
in a fun way, in an adventurous way. You're not running her down, right?
No, of course not. Yeah. I'm a dirty birdie. Dirty. She was like, "Yeah, I don't think you can do one of your little 30-second breaks on air if I'm doing my thing." And I go, I'm a professional. Right. Of course I can. And she goes, "Okay, let's go. Let's do it." It's 2:30 in the morning. Young Street's dead as a doornail. It's like Tuesday morning. No one's around. And yeah, boom. And I was like, 102.1 The Edge, the music of Nirvana. It's like 2:35. It's 17 degrees in the city. The Leafs play the Florida Panthers tonight at ACC. And hopefully we'll get some goals from Sunday. He's been on a dry streak right now. Coming up next, we got some brand new song. Garden. No, I kept it straight. I didn't break character, and she was impressed. She's like, "Wow, Darren," and she was. Let me word it this way.
She had skills.
She was going for it.
She had skills.
Oh boy, yeah.
In that consensual act, she had skills.
She was a pro.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, it didn't work out because she was Looney Tunes. I had to.
That's it, dude.
Break free. I had to break free from Looney Tunes.
Why am I shocked that didn't work out? Why?
But that happened a few times, and then of course we'd go into the back room with a with.
Please tell me you didn't do it in the bathroom.
No, it was always the back room.
Oh, where all those monitors were in that little desk.
Yeah. Studio. Yeah.
That's where I watched 9/11 happen.
Oh, really? In that room?
Yeah. Watched 9/11 happen in that room.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the weirdest, easily the weirdest broadcast. Anyway, yeah, that was that's. I'm glad I didn't live in that room. I'm glad I didn't go in that room. We had a couple of guys that worked at the radio station too that were like, active that way. That I had never ever had intercourse at the radio station ever once. Never.
Really?
No, never brought a girl there. Never took my ex-wife there. Never took nothing. To me, that was like where I went just to get away from everybody else. Right? That was my thing. That was like, so bringing people into that environment was never a good idea, and I was always uncomfortable with it. with it, and plus there was the glass, like total glass doors all the way up the front because it was a storefront studio, like right on street level, Young Street. And so it wasn't like I did the math where I'm like, I wonder if I could take her there. You know what I mean?
You always had people in the room with you.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. So
it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Would have been awkward.
And people were going by young. Like I was like, for me, it was like really late at night on some weekday morning, and there was literally just nobody on the street. And we said, "Fuck it, let's have some fun."
That's an adventure. Would you have told that?
I also masturbated when I worked at Starbucks. I worked at Starbucks in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, and supermodels would come in, literally like supermodels, hot, super duper.
Any famous ones? Any famous ones?
I served Tori Amos once, and she gave me tickets to her show at the Hollywood Bowl. That's like the most famous.
Do you consider Tori Amos a supermodel? Please tell me the motivating factor for that Starbucks.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty lady.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, Dean, these girls will come in and they're like slamming and they're so friendly and they're touching you like, thanks for the coffee. And you're like, and I'm 4. So I excuse myself and go into the bathroom and take care of business. That was also the job, Dean, that I put Visine in people's drinks.
Now you're admitting not only to masturbating at Starbucks, but also putting Visine in people's coffee.
Which you know what that does, right?
Yeah, it makes you shit uncontrollably. Yeah, it's also deadly if you put too much in there. So I hope you didn't. I hope you just gave people the squirts. I hope you just put like 1,
2 or 3 drops. That's all you need. In a venti, maybe 3 or 4.
I can't believe you.
There's a reason why.
Yeah, it wasn't just random, right? You weren't just putting like Visine in people's coffee for fun.
Let me explain, please.
Okay.
People would come into Starbucks and they would be complete assholes.
Yeah.
They'd make their latte and they'd open it up and go, "Oh, what's with the foam?" And you're like, "Well, there's a little bit of foam in a latte." "Well, I didn't ask for a fucking cappuccino. Make it again." And you make it again and you put no foam, none at all, just latte. And they're like, "Where's the foam?"
Same person?
Or just like generally these guys would come in and they're like, "Oh, what's with all the foam?"
Yeah.
You ordered a cappuccino. "Well, there's a lot of foam in there." "Let me add some milk." No, make it again. And you're like, "Oh my God." And this guy with 6, 7 drinks until he was happy. Okay, finally.
That's what happens? That's what that literally happens.
And then my coworker was like, "Dude, when you see that guy or any guy like that ever, just put Visine in his drink and you'll never see him again." And I did. And the only rule, we had one rule. The rule was
don't kill the guy.
No women.
Oh, you only got dudes. That's good. So just ask.
No women, because you didn't know if they were pregnant. And also, women, if they wanted their drink made, they were hyper polite about it.
Yeah.
Like, "I know you're busy, but when you get around, can you maybe give me a little more milk? Or can you take some of the foam off? I'm really, 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 really sorry. I'm so sorry." Guys would be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, you ordered a cappuccino. What the fuck is all this fucking foam? Like, do you know what a cappuccino is? No! You want a latte? Sure. And then you make him a latte. "Here you go, sir." A Starbucks cup. How ironic. "Here's your latte, sir." And they're like, "There's foam in it!" "Yeah, like a fucking millimeter." And they're like, "Make it again." And like, "Okay, Visine. Have a nice day, Mr. Shits. See you around, never."
How fast does that stuff take to work?
It takes a few hours, but
so he was probably doubled over at like what time?
Work.
At work, like midday. He probably shit his chair. Probably had to go home. He thought he had like some kind of amoebic dysentery that he got from somewhere, and he was questioning. And you know what happens when you feel that instantly sick too? You instantly question whether or not you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, but
it's got to be cancer.
You also say, "I'm never going to that Starbucks ever again." Fuck that.
Anybody come back?
That worked. We never saw the guy again.
Anybody come back that you did hit with the Visine?
Nope. Never.
Don't do that, folks. That was like Darren was young, silly. He was 24. It was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Don't do that.
Dean, I knew bartenders in Los Angeles that did the same exact thing. They show me the Visine in their little pouch.
Seriously?
And I said, "Why?" They're like, "Oh yeah, where's the vodka?" And then you make the drink again, and they're like, "Too much vodka."
Yeah.
And you'd have to make like vodka tonic or whatever drink it was, 6 or 7 times before the jackass was happy.
Yep.
And then he'd come back and you'd ask for another vodka tonic, and you had to make it just right. If you didn't, he'd spit it out and make you make it 5 or 6 times when you have like 400 drinks you got to make.
You know what that says about those people, though? Like, and I get it. I've realized that late in life is the people that are just true cocksuckers, like the people that just don't give 2 fucks about anybody else, and they're willing to make your life miserable at work, even though you're making minimum wage and you hate it there, and they don't know what they're talking about. For them, that's like going to the show, right? For those people. And Twitter's like, if you really want to see it, get a Twitter account if you don't have one. Everybody's like that. Where it's like listen, I need to show you how fucking important I am because no one else in my life thinks I'm important because I'm this much of an asshole all the time. So you know where it's going to come out? It's going to come out at fucking Starbucks. And then a guy at Starbucks is going to dump a whole bunch of Visine in your coffee and you're going to go home and shit your chair. And then who loses? You, because you shit yourself. Because you're an asshole. And that's the problem that we have. And so my theory is that you're you. I wouldn't be able to. My theory on those people is that they're like, they're stick figures. You know what I mean? That's a stick figure. I can look right past the stick figure. I don't need to say, they're not even human beings to me. until they get their shit straight. But those are very fucking troubled people. That much I know. So probably deserved it. Good for you.
Yeah, they did. I don't regret it. It's a funny story.
It's a great fucking story. You've come with 2 heaters already today. Thank you.
Well, I also stole money from that Starbucks. Lots of money, hundreds of dollars.
Oh, look at this. I got a Twitch tweet from somebody. Dean, look at the camera. You have a few viewers. Someone was like, tell me to look at the camera. Now I'm not going to look at it. That's how I do stuff. Don Collins, I didn't know the Visine thing. Yeah, you put Visine in someone's drink, they will shit. If you put too much in it, though, they'll die. You never want to kill someone with it.
No, like, yeah, 3 or 4 drops. It's really all you need.
No, you don't need any. Don't tell people to do it, Darren. Don't tell people to do it.
I'm not telling people to do it. I'm just explaining
what
I do.
3 or 4 fucking drops, and you're good.
But I'm not saying, hey, everybody, put drops in people's drinks. I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you just said. You said it like fucking 5
what
times.
I did.
You just said all you need is. That's a fucking. You know what? That's what someone says when you go to fucking Home Depot and you're like, hey, listen, I need to build a deck. How do I do it? Guy's like, all you need to do is this. That's what you just said. You're like, all you need to do to kill someone is
asking me how much Visine
put in the coffee.
But no one's asking Darren, how much Visine
because you've already stipulated at least 2 or 3 drops. Like that's exactly. We could roll the fucking tape back. You basically gave everyone a cheat code to put Visine in people's coffee if they're assholes. That's what you did.
How many people are listening right now that work at Starbucks? Honestly,
I don't know. Don't do it though. It's a fucking terrible idea. That was something you did that you regret, right?
I do regret it. It was very dumb, but we're having a good laugh.
All right.
I also stole hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from Starbucks.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from Starbucks?
Hundreds of thousands, hundreds and or thousands.
Do we have to keep doing this? Because the last thing I want is to get a fucking email from Starbucks saying, hey, can you give us Darren's phone number?
Statute of limitations, man. That was 92.
Oh, that's right. What else did you do there? Murdered 3 guys.
When supermodels came in, man. I had to. I was fucking 24. The wind blew. I got a bone.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to jerk off. You can wait till you get home. If you can't wait
till
you get home.
I couldn't, Dean.
Yes, you can. Everybody can. I have never been so spurned on by my own horniness that I've had to drop trow right there. That's the kind of thing someone who's not well does.
Well, I got to go right now. I'm going to go rub one out now.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
I'm going to put some Visine in my mouth and rub one out. No. The only way I can get off.
That's very specific.
I rub around my neck and choke myself.
Please don't.
Listen to In Excess.
This Robo Sound says, God, look at this. People are interacting. God, I miss Darren, someone says. Isn't that nice?
I'm surprised we don't have it. That guy's a jackass. Never have him on again.
God, I've missed Darren.
I was that guy at Starbucks. Yes, I wanted the drink made 7 times. I'm sorry, Darren. I took a huge shit at the board meeting. Talking about budgets and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you got this tube been jerking off on Zoom, and I'm shitting my pants.
Robo Sound says, I really hope this awesome radio station idea you have happens. So many good connections. So I guess it's time to get to answering some of these now that we're getting some, which is a good idea. I talked to Brother Bill this week. You remember
Great guy.
Brother Bill?
Great guy. Neil Morrison, great guy.
So we are going to be putting a radio station together. And we're going to be doing it in the next 2 to 3 months. I can't tell you anything else. But Darren and I have a meeting right after this meeting to talk about who is going to be doing what for the radio station. Now, you might ask, Dean, why would you put a radio station on the air with all your friends that used to work at The Edge online? The answer is pretty simple. Because the one that's not online blows. So.
Wow. Right to the face.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a radio station together, and we've had several conversations about it, and we've gotten some infrastructure, and we've got our marching orders, and we've kind of dreamed up the idea and how we're going to do it. But we are going to put a radio station together full of actual people that do actual content that aren't afraid to have a laugh, aren't afraid to call a spade, fact-based radio. Fun, irreverent, shitty sometimes not, because I miss that mess. So my point is, I spoke with a couple of people, and I can't tell you who other than brother. And we are going to put a radio station on the radio. We're going to put a radio station on this website filled with people that actually love to do that job, that aren't encumbered by today's current environment. That's a nice way of me saying it, isn't it?
Yeah, and also people that really lived through that era of edge music.
I don't want to bring back that era, though. I don't think. You know.
I kind of do. I disagree. I think that the people that listen to you, Dean, also listen to Barry Taylor. Or
I want to bring some of the people back. Like that's not the thing. Yeah, but I don't want to do a radio because that's the problem that I have and have had for a long time. Call it selfish. Is that every time I turn on the radio now, and I'm trying to be nice about it, it doesn't matter who or what it is. Hey, while you're reading these, the first time I had sex, your face was on the condom package. It was free at the Edge Studio. Nobody came. Still fun. I get it.
Nobody sucks. No one came.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
I've got more. They're old, though, so I wouldn't suggest you use them. But the thing about it is, we wanted to be able to get into a space and do what we do and recreate something, but not recreate it, right? And that was kind of what I was thinking. You and I have got a lot of shit to fucking figure out, but the bottom line is we are going to put a radio station on that is not reminiscent of what any of that used to be, but we are going to do the job that should have been done and should be being done, and bring the people on that want to do that job. So
right.
That's what we're doing. That's not it's not a joke. I don't think it's a fucking joke. I'm embarrassed by the way radio has been handled, and it bothers me. It's one of those, one of those things that I dream of doing is fixing it, and fixing the way people look at it, and changing the way people look at it, because I like it still. I think radio is a great fucking medium, and I think if you can offer people on-demand content on a radio platform, and if you have a great digital presence, which, surprise, we do, you can do anything. And it doesn't have to be fucking just a radio station. It doesn't have to be commercials and music. You can fucking do whatever you want. You don't have to have a format. I would love to fucking open up a morning show and play Dolly Parton's Jolene. That's what I'd love to do. And then go from that into Down with the Sickness.
Blundell.
I'm begging for you, please don't take my man.
Please don't jerk off in the Edge bathroom.
So that was my thinking. And then Darren and I started talking about it. And I miss Will Hoppin' too. We're going to bring that back. Don't worry. I got a great T-shirt.
That was a great bit.
And so we're going to create what should have been done. We're going to do what needs to be done.
Pussy?
No. Thank you.
She's so cute.
Boy, you're that guy in a meeting that stands up and says, I have to take a shit. I'll be right back, aren't you?
I actually do. Do I have a minute?
So we're going to do that. But we're going to meet after this, and we're going to talk about it. But we are going to, and I mean it, legitimately put a radio station at deanblundell.com full of actual radio personalities that know exactly what they're doing, with great social followings, that have the mind to run into a digital format and understand how that works, and want their brand to grow. So we've been busy adding. We've got a bunch of announcements coming up. And the other thing, we have a huge announcement tomorrow. Massive.
So it's not a micro announcement?
No.
It's a massive announcement.
Like Hitler's dick?
It's a Dean Blundell announcement.
It's not a Hitler's dick announcement?
It's not a Hitler announcement. It's a Dean Blundell announcement.
Trump dick announcement? No, it's a big announcement. We've got an announcement, because what I've realized when we started this too is, and it's an ongoing realization, that there are a lot of people out there that love to create content. And, we've acted as sort of a facilitator and a home for a lot of people. We've got 23 different podcasts now. We love it. Love doing it. I love that part of it more than I actually love doing this now, to be honest with you. It's weird. But we have enough influence that we've been able to partner with a couple of great people. One of them is called Blue Microphones. If you aren't aware of who Blue Microphones is, it's the microphone that we use. It's the official microphone of deanblundell.com. And I can't tell you anymore, other than what we are. We're partnering with Blue Microphones on a fucking great contest. It's going to give someone a chance to. I can't tell you anymore.
It's radio done the way you mentioned it earlier, a minute ago. Radio done the way it should have been done, radio done our way. All the things we didn't like about that era, some things that irked us as far as procedure or
regulations,
content.
like
Regulations. Yeah, yeah.
that are
You know,
antiquated.
we can say douchebag all day long on this station, all day long. As a matter of fact, Dean, we should probably have a show called the Douchebag Show, where we get douchebag experts to come on and talk about the happenings and business dealings of bags of douches.
That would be a great fucking idea.
Once a month.
Like different
There's not much
douchebags
going on in the world of douchebags.
No, there's a lot going on in the world of douchebags, my friend. I keep a fucking heavy tab on the world of douchebags. It's like douchebags are us is what we should have called the site. It's like I chase down douchebaggery and I show it to the world. It's the best. But I love it. I fucking love it. But yeah, I like that. We get the biggest douchebags from each category, like the biggest basketball douchebag. Probably have to be LeBron James.
Like Hustler Asshole of the Month.
Remember that? The Hustler Asshole of the Month.
For
those of you under the age of 30. The Asshole of the Month in Hustler magazine. Larry Flint would have done anything for money, eh?
He's shot from the hip. That guy. Do you know what he does to this day, Dean?
No.
He sends one copy of Hustler magazine to every senator and House of Representative rep to this day. And apparently there's some law that says he can't be stopped, because if you mail someone, they're legally able to mail that thing to you. And you can't say, you don't mail me something. So every month, Hustler gets sent to Congress. And of course, it gets thrown right in the trash.
That's a lie.
No.
Guaranteed those old pricks are just, give me that. I'm going to throw it in the garbage. And they go into the bathroom and give it a Darren Pfeiffer. This is disgusting.
Asshole of the month, Dean Blundell. Who knew?
All right, so we're going to start a radio station. Joe Biden's going to win he's going to win the presidential election in the United States. God, I hope. I hope for you. I hope for you, and I hope it relieves the fever pitch of the bullshit that everybody's had to deal with, even us. I mean, it's like living next to. It'd be like finding out you live. Well, we've known for 4 years you live next to a whole bunch of fucking lunatics, right? And
it's like.
That's because that's the representation that we get from living here.
It's like if you're a good person with a good household and a good family, and you're living like Canada, and you're living next to a meth lab, and every day you hear little mini explosions and screaming and yelling and garbage coming out of your meth lab neighbors.
Yeah,
that's Canada, U.S. right now.
And you can see right now, the police lining up in the field, getting ready to conduct a sting operation. And you're like this. Oh fuck! I hope they shoot everyone.
Yeah. I'm hoping for multiple casualties.
Oh man, I hope this is a fucking extinction level event.
Oh my god! You know that a meteor is supposed to fly past the Earth on November 2nd, the day before the election. It's supposed to make a brush by the planet. Now, it's only the size of a refrigerator.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But it's still, the universe is.
And they said if it does hit land, it will hit in the United States in one of 3 places. They said, but I don't know where those places are.
Well, it's the size of a refrigerator. It won't do much damage.
Where do you live?
Probably
where do you live?
A refrigerator, like a big refrigerator.
I know what a refrigerator is, Darren. Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles. Why do you want?
Let's hope.
We're pretty liberal here. I mean, we shouldn't be a target. It should be like Arkansas or Alabama or fucking Kentucky. That place is backwards.
Yeah, Kentucky's one of those places.
Mitch McConnell came from Kentucky.
Yeah. What happened to his chin?
He's got the redness. He's got the redness in his hands.
Yeah, I've never seen a dude whose face, usually there's a little bit of definition here, right? His face goes from here all the way down to his chest. It's like one long melting piece of cheese underneath his chin.
But it's all red and discolored. You see the picture, Dean? Look it up online.
I'm not Googling pictures.
His hands are like blood red. It looks like a bruise, a gigantic bruise. He's got it in his lip, and his chin is red. He's got some discoloring.
He looks like the fucking undead, is what he looks like to me.
Maybe he'll just drop dead. And he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Good luck, man.
He's a gigantic piece of garbage.
I'm with you, November 3rd. Anybody but that fucking clown.
Any functioning adult at this point.
I wonder if any functioning adult would literally win. Like, I don't even think Joe... we'll talk about it another time. Anyway, have a great day, buddy. I appreciate it. Darren Pfeiffer, the Dangerous Darren podcast, which you can get anywhere you get your fine podcasts, including at deanblundell.com. Where can we find you on social, sir?
at DangerousD underscore show. At DangerousD underscore show, Twitter and on Instagram.
Okay. Thanks for
Or
doing
like
this.
you said, the Dangerous Darren Show, wherever you get your fine podcasts.
Right, like here, or Apple iTunes, or is it Apple
Stitcher.
iTunes, or is it just iTunes, or what do they call it? Apple Podcasts now?
Apple Podcasts, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been
It's
paying
hard to keep
attention.
up with these Apple terms.
Haven't been paying attention. Have a great day, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dean.
There you go, everybody. Darrin Pfeiffer, who just admitted to doing a series of really nefarious things in a Starbucks bathroom and to some customers about 30 years ago. Oh, man. Right? Why not tell the truth now? Statute of limitations is over. That was a great call on his part. And more importantly, he doesn't care. So, whatever. But God, people, if you're living in America, and I meant what I said earlier, get out of your shit. Fucking figure it out. As Canadians, we're tired of it. It's great for content. I swear to God, I love it. I'm torn sometimes as to whether or not you guys are actually human. But fucking you, I think you got this. So just get rid of that fuck, crazy old fuck. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the podcast, by the way. Thanks to our friends over at Blue Microphones. Look for a big announcement with us and Blue Microphones tomorrow right here on the podcast, which you can find anywhere you get your fine podcasts, including at DeanBlundell.com. Thanks to our friends at Owner's Box. Fantasy sports done right. I've never been into fantasy sports my whole life. These guys got me into it. And so purely selfishly, I demanded we work together, and they conceded, which is great because I'm like, relentless when it comes to that kind of stuff. So now I'm full on fantasy. We've got a big fantasy meeting tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it, but rush to go get Alvin Kamara. Go get Alvin Kamara. Don't take Tua. It's his first week. You don't know. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's not playing next week, so take him off. You got to check it out. It's unbelievable. It's fun. You get a chance to do something fun during the pandemic, and it's all self-contained, which is the crazy part. And if you miss out on the $50 free money deposit match, you're dumb. It's free money. Go get some. Go to DeanBlundell.com for more details. Owner's Box, the official fantasy sports company of DeanBlundell.com and the greatest fantasy sports platform on the planet. It's weekly, too. You don't have to get jammed up into a daily or in a big, long yearly thing, which is awesome. Thanks to Ed at Ed's Fine Imports, edsfineimports.com right now. If you order his Gitch online, get 3 pairs. There you go. Gitch. Gitch. You get 3 pairs. Order 3 pairs, you get your 4th pair free when you use promo code GITCH3. Here's the Gitch. It's really this simple. All day, every day. It's got a pouch in the front. You can wear them all the time. Turn them inside out. Wear them twice if you like. It doesn't matter to me. All I know is they're the most comfortable pair of underwear on the planet. You need a place for your guys to go. None of this stuff in the middle with all the stuff around it and all the legs and the sitting and the crushing when you're sitting and you can't cross your legs. This stuff kind of lifts and separates. Lifts and separates. It's like a sleeping bag for your genitals, fellas. Ed has Gitch at edsfineimports.com. Use promo code GITCH3, and you'll find yourself the owner of an extra pair of underwear. When you order 3 pairs, you get 4. He's got masks. Get the masks. You need a mask. Wear a mask. He'll also silk screen the mask. Screen the mask. He'll embroider the mask. He's got a ton of masks. Get a mask. Please get a mask. And order it from Ed. He'll send it to you, so you don't have to do anything. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Don't forget, you can check us out at DeanBlundell.com and wherever you get your fine podcasts. Not that this one's fine. Good. Better. Keep in mind, I haven't put any work into this yet either, so. Man. Imagine that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.